Hello.
Hello. Let's see here. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Let me, yay! All right. The recording has started, it says. So, it said recording in progress. So it looks like we're recorded.
So-
Please, God.
yeah,
Welcome
that's
to
great. Okay.
me. Welcome to me and my universe.
Yes, thanks for having me, Rebecca, and it's an honor to
Thank
be here and
you.
talk to you about these incredibly changing times, which we can actually notice in the universal cycles of the Mayan calendar, the Aztec calendar, the ancient calendars.
Yes, this is so exciting. And this is actually, to anyone who's watching, why I started following you in the first place. Because back in 2012, I had people, clients messaging me like, okay, I thought we were waking up on December 21st to complete utopia and we were all going to be ascended, glowing crystal beings, and that led me myself to be like, okay, the mind calendar, like Sean is an expert in this, at least more than I am anyhow, or so that's what led me to following you to begin with, which it's been quite a learning experience, and I'm definitely still learning, and that's why I'm here with you today, so you can tell everyone about the mind calendar.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Rebecca. And for me, it's important to connect with source with everything. So, if it's okay, we can do a little
Yes,
prayer.
yes, let's do a
Yeah.
little prayer. Okay. Sorry, I
So
keep disappearing.
when you go backwards, you disappear. Yeah. So
Okay. Oh, see, that's me. That's me practicing going into vibrating into invisibility. Just practicing there.
yeah,
Just kidding. So, anyways,
yeah, of
all
course, of
right.
course.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and start with an amazing
Thank
prayer.
yeah,
Whoever
thank
wants
you
to
so much.
start, you or me, I'm absolutely
You,
okay.
you
Me?
can start.
Okay.
I've
Uh,
saged and we've saged. We've
we
been
have
on.
saged.
We were on before this actual meeting, just talking on WhatsApp. So we've saged.
Yeah.
We've just done prayers
We
for
have
preparation
saged and done prayers. We'll
with
do prayers
everyone now.
again.
Listening. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, first of all, for this beautiful meeting, we just want to thank Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, a great I am presence, the sum and totality of the divine masculine and feminine, which resides in each and every one of us. And we ask powerfully that your presence would be in and through us today, and that you would open our throat chakras and allow us to speak about ancient things such as the universal calendar of the Maya, which I am so excited to talk about. So, and we invite in the healing angels of the energy field and spirit guides, and only God and good can enter, and we set the tone for an incredible, great session. And I'm going to restart my YouTube channel, so I'm going to upload this video there as well later tonight. So thank you, Sean, for doing this with me. This is so exciting.
Thank you. And I also make a prayer
Sorry.
to divine source, the universal light that has created everything, the will of God, source, goddess, be with us and help us and give us guidance to the journey of life and to actually find our soul. We're all searching for our soul. May we find our soul calling, our soul destiny. And this is really where we are. And I'm really grateful. And we're learning and awakening more and more. And I ask that it all be for the best and highest good. And we align to the unity consciousness that's arriving. And all through your source light will may God oversee everything, Great Spirit, and we send love to everybody, to all the angels and the guides, and to all the ancestors as well. Thank you for your light so that we can be alive now. And we ask for protection, and we put silver, gold, and diamond light dust around us. And we also respect the spirit keepers of the Bushmen that have, and the Bushmen themselves and their ancestors, and all the indigenous peoples that have done the work from the beginnings of time, which a lot of people now don't realize that we're the product of all this work that's happened. So it's about awakening to the understanding that actually it's a cosmic reality. Living in physical form on earth is a cosmic tree of life, and I'm so grateful to this and for this opportunity to talk here. And may we be protected, and we send love to everyone. And yeah, thank you.
Thank
Mitatu
you.
Arasin. Thank you.
Thank you. There is actually, a way to share this on Facebook as well, and I don't know that yet, but I'm just listening.
But
I'm just
you can upload the video to Facebook as well as YouTube.
live on Facebook.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you could put it live there, I suppose.
I
Maybe that.
can, but I'm just I don't think I'm logged in from my, let's
But
see
yeah,
here.
we'll
We'll
do
see
this
if it
video
lets
and
me
we'll.
log in. Oh, it might be letting me log in, eh? I'm not a robot. Asked me to say that I'm not a robot. I'm definitely not a robot that I'm aware of. Okay. I forgot password. Okay. Well, anyways, we'll go ahead. I'll just try to log in real quick, and then if not, then at least I know how to do this now that I can log in, and
Yeah,
I just learned
this
how to
is.
do this. Yeah.
I think it's also part of where the calendar cycles are because they're literally fields of light that actually align to time, and that time is not random; it's all purposeful, and it's a new beginning. So we're actually beginning new with this work we're doing now.
Right.
This video, this live. We went on Facebook to try and do it live, but we couldn't get it right. So
Right.
yeah, if you can't do it, we'll
Okay.
just upload it later. So,
Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we'll upload it later.
yeah.
It gave me a whole thing to reset my password. Okay, anyways, back to this. Yeah, we'll just
Yes.
upload it later, no worries.
Yeah.
All right. I just need to know how to get my screen big again. Anyway, so it's fine the way it is. So yeah, so with the Mayan calendar, so from what I understand, for this, a trecena is 13 days. And what we
Yes.
are actually, right now, we're actually leaving the trecena that was road. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And
So
then
every 13 days is a trecena, and the
trecena.
first aspect of that 13 days is actually the undercurrent through 13 days.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So every 13 days. So let's see. Okay, so we left the road Trisena, and today we're in the serpent energy. And can you tell
Yes.
the difference between what exactly is the road? I know you told me a little bit about.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So these 13 days that we've been in that started on the 7th of August, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were all about the road, and the road is all about the contemplation of consequences, safeguarding the futures, the conduct of destiny. And so it's interesting how it actually aligned with certain things that were happening on a global level, if you look at it. And so, yeah, that whole 13 days of road, which is aligned to the 260-day calendar, actually brought us into this new 360-day calendar, which I'll also, this new cycle, this new start of the 360-day calendar, which I'll also talk about just now. But from road, we went into one serpent, which starts today. So it's apt that we're actually having this little video now to actually, in a sense, honor that energy of today, and that through 13 days, it's all about the serpent, which is really about vital energy, its instinct and desire for creativity, celestial forces, and it's also Kundalini rising energy, and it's also to do with like transmuting and healing the soul, renewing our soul in a way, and actually shedding old skin. So it's actually a very transformative time. And so these 13 days, in 13 days' time, we actually come to the next Trecena, which is Flint, which is ultimately about cutting to the truth and choosing a better path. So it's interesting how these cycles weave from 113 days into the next, and each 13 days is also a direction. Like today is actually the east, and then
Right.
the next
Right.
road was actually the south direction, and so the Trecena before that was actually rainstorm, which was the west direction. But now we're going into Flint after the serpent, which is the north direction. So it goes in an anti-clockwise motion, and things in terms of anti-clockwise, it's like looking within. It's creating from within the outer world, and this is what the calendar actually, when you align with it, does, and it actually can heal your life if you actually follow this 360-day calendar. It can actually be an alchemical force that, if you really follow it correctly and you understand it, you can actually heal your soul. You'll be taken into situations that actually bring the best out in you in your life. That's the way I look at it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know there's different ones, like there's Storm, and there's many different ones. I'm still learning them as well. So I think
Mm.
this is great, especially the part about, for the road for safeguarding the future.
Yeah.
Especially
Mm.
because a lot of people feel so uncertain about the future at times. Just
Yes.
because, we're sort of in the space collectively where the new is definitely been birthed, and we're there, and we have our foot in literally two earths on some level. Some people feel back and forth, and you kind of know when you which earth you have your foot in by your vibration is very well, like for an example, I'll give you, like, when my vibration's really high, which is most of the time. I feel unaffected by the collective. I can sort of see things from the outside world, but I'm not so much as affected by them, and understand that I'm sort of almost feeling like in a protective bubble. And then I notice at times, we're human and my frequency will drop, and the collective energy, there's a bit of that collective fear out there about that, about the future and stuff like that. So I think that's so absolutely incredible about safeguarding the future, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And another reason why I think that, the following of this calendar is very important, because as for me, like, I've known to, ask you personally, like, oh my gosh, I feel weird today. Like, what day are we in on the calendar? Just so I can get a sense of, oh, okay, and
Mm, yeah.
I'm obviously still learning and a work in progress, but it's helped me, like, incredibly, just to know
Yeah.
what day we're in,
Mm,
and kind of what to expect. You know what I mean? So
mm.
I know you had taught me a little bit about there's peaks and valleys. So
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
can you, like, share, like, kind of what the
Yes.
peaks and
Yeah.
valleys, like, means, in a sense?
Yeah. Yeah, the peaks and valleys actually aligned to like a serpent-like sine wave movement. That's why it's literally and we're going into serpent now. So it's the serpent to the Maya and the Aztec is actually the creator of time. And so the celestial forces of the light are weaving through this motion. And so it's Quetzalcoatl to the Aztec and Kukulkan to the Maya. And
Hmm.
so in terms of the 260-day calendar, which is the personal calendar, and it's the calendar that we can divinate with in terms of the human journey. And so you can actually work out your day sign by finding out this. You can go to a website called Mayan Magics, because there's a lot of websites out there, and some of them actually work with um, a calendar called the Dream Spell, which is actually not actually aligned with um, the ancient Mayan calendar. So there's a little bit of manipulation that's gone on there, and for whatever reason, it is what it is. But the most important thing is just to know and find out for yourself, and make your own decisions. But for me, I work with the actual 260-day calendar that works with the ancient Maya, and the modern Maya that are working with us. They live mostly in Guatemala area. And then this 260-day calendar works with the 360-day Tun calendar, which actually aligns to that 9-level Mayan calendar, which all came to a completion in October 2011. So it actually
Ah,
complete. It came. Why we know it came to a completion, because all the creation waves came to the top of the pyramid on the 28th of October 2011, and so 2012 was a completion as well,
right.
because to the Maya, they also understood the date for Ahau, which was aligned with the summer solstice or winter solstice in the southern hemisphere, but this sorry, summer solstice in the southern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, which was the 21st December 2012. And that also aligned with the precessional cycle, which isn't actually to do with the Mayan calendar. But anyhow, so yeah, ultimately the sine wave movements of valleys and peaks, we on the 360-day calendar, on the eighth wave level, we've on last week Friday the 15th, we went into a valley, into a so-called
Mhm.
night. So in the night, for 360 days, we're in this night period. There's there's a downward turn of consciousness, from being held in the day, which was 360 days from 21st of October 2024 till the 15th of 21st of August 2024 to the 15th of August 2025. That was there was a when the periods, when the sine wave movements are in the light, there's growth, and this is what we felt in this last 360 days. But now we've shifted, and it's very evident. A lot of people are talking about feeling this shift
Yeah.
into a night, and so this is, for want of a better way of explaining it, and there's no better way, it's going to collapse that which does not serve the greater good. And so,
Ah.
so the way the divine plan works is it destroys and grows. It destroys and grows. So this is what these. So it destroys, and then out of the destruction, something grows again. So this is how these sine wave movements actually work in terms of the evolution of consciousness. And this one can understand if you study the nine-level mind calendar. And I have done this through the work of Dr. Carl Johan Kellerman, and gone into it in a very deep way. I first came up with Carl's work in 2007, and I've since then literally been studying it and actually become it. You know, when you walk it, you become it, and then you feel it, and you
Yes.
sense the shifts and you sense the changes. And so I first actually came upon that dream spell calendar in 2006. And when I noticed how it didn't sync with the nine-level mind calendar, I thought this doesn't make sense. And then I spoke to
Yes.
Dr. Kellerman, and then he explained. And then I actually went to the Maya lands in 2010 to go do
Amazing.
a pilgrimage and walk with the ancient Maya and learn about their calendar. And I've still got a connection with them, and many people that I met on the journey, I'm still connected with them. So it's all a journey of exploring and feeling. This is what the Mayan calendar is, because it's actually a emanating force that comes from within you to create the world, because we literally create the world from within us. So the world is the way it is because the collective is the way it is within itself on a collective level. So the ebb and flow, on the eighth wave we go to 360 days of this like night phase. But it's important to understand that the ninth wave is the one to really look at and follow, because that ebb and flow is 18 days, 18 days, 18 days, 18 days. And so I believe that this is the calendar frequency that's going to help us to transcend the density of the lower waves. So the ninth wave is also in a night at the moment, and in 18 days it comes out into a day. So you can go to my website,
Yeah.
sorry, my Facebook page and my website, which is called theuniversalfrequency.com. There's just one page there, but that leads to my Facebook page, theuniversalfrequency.com, and there's all sorts of information on there. And you're welcome to send me a message if you're interested to know more. I'm doing this more in terms of just following it in my own way, and I share it in my own way, and I have a passion for it, and my main passion is my art. So yeah, I just share it more on a sort of a low key basis. I just share what I feel, and I share that on my Facebook, and I'm grateful to Rebecca to be sharing that, and all those people who've shared it and supported me over all the years. I'm always very grateful, and also to the spiritual realms. And yeah, so I believe it's important to align with this, because it actually can literally help you transcend and be on a higher frequency. Yeah.
Yes, and there's definitely something to it because you are an unusually high vibrational soul. So, to anyone who listens to this, if you just even tune into Sean's voice, he's got a very high harmonic, a very high frequency tone. Um, Years ago when I had this extra, I work with angels mostly, and God and the angels, but I had an extraterrestrial contact during a session. This was actually I don't know, around 2012. And these beings showed me that color, sound, frequency, it's just what it's all about, and how they literally, they showed me in color and in frequency, in a sense, their tone, but sometimes our tone also comes through in our voice. So I just wanted to say, yeah, it's definitely felt in your work and in your meditations that are on your Facebook page, if anyone wants to check those out. Certain ones, you talk about the birds and the this and that, but
Yeah,
it's very soothing to the soul. And I honestly feel like, and I probably have never shared this with you, but there's actually a calming of the nervous system when you speak. I notice that now that I think back in time of watching your page sometimes and seeing, I wonder what he's doing, and listening to talk. And sometimes, we don't know what we're doing. They were just simple videos, out with the Bushmen or
yeah,
whatever. But I realized, there was you carry healing tones in your voice. So I just wanted to thank you. And hopefully we
thank
can
you.
have a part two sometime, as
Yeah,
well, and talk more and more
thank you.
about the calendar, because I'm still learning and I'm definitely intrigued. And
Yeah.
this was so exciting to do this. And
Yeah, and thank you also for your work and your uh, real lovely healing work you bring to people and your light and your tone and how you bring. I also feel the healing in your work and your tone. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, yeah, I definitely am interested in doing a part two, and just to know
Yeah.
more. I'll sit and actually write some things down of other
Mm,
specific questions I have. I know as I'm
mm,
still learning, and other people can learn right alongside me as well. Sometimes we're the teacher, sometimes we're the student, and it's perfectly
yeah.
okay. In a sense, we're always lifelong learners. There's always something to learn, and
Mm.
from someone else that, you
Yeah,
know,
I feel the same. Yeah, I'm also learning all the time. So
learning all the time.
it's a
Yeah.
journey of learning and learning to trust yourself with everything too, and how you feel about things, and sense it. So yeah, the world is full of distortion, and so literally we live in a reality that is distorted. But what our sense is actually happening, it's becoming less and less distorted, and so that process is actually bringing all that which is just creating this distortion to the surface to be transmuted and healed within us. So literally, ultimately, it's about the understanding that everything out there is actually inside of us, and if we actually realize that we can heal ourselves in relation to it, it will heal the whole world. So yeah, it's quite a complex thing to try and grasp, but ultimately, yeah, we can have another chat and do a part two and talk about all sorts of things besides even my calendar, the Bushmen and things like that,
Yes.
and
Yes, I
they what
love
they
it. I
bring
love
and
it.
that very 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 ancient frequency they bring that is actually going to give us a entry into the future too. They play a big part because they have that root that most diverse branch of our human DNA that they hold. That is within us all. Mm.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, we could do a little fireside chat. I could have, I'm part English as well. So
Yeah.
part English, Hungarian, but my English in me loves tea. So I could have a little spot of tea,
Yeah.
and yeah, we could have a little fireside chat, definitely about
Great.
so much to talk about, the Mayan
Yes.
calendar, the Bushmen as well, who I was so blessed to meet, and
Yeah.
just consciousness in general, and also a way for people to. This is one of the big questions people have, even in my work as well, is they can raise their vibration, they can hit those high frequency notes, and then as life would have it, they get around somebody that is not on that same page, that same frequency, and down they go,
Yeah.
and we've all been there, every single one of us, strong. We could have the strongest energy field of diamond strength, and we could still have that happen if they catch
Yes.
us on the wrong day, and that would be an even something else to talk about, as so many things to talk about out there
Yeah. But it's
with
interesting how your
consciousness.
back your screen at the background is literally the nighttime. Earth is in the nighttime, and your screen in the background. So that's
I,
quite on song, so to speak.
on
It's been
song,
so.
I love that. On
Yeah,
song, I love that. And it's interesting. I just was guided to choose that one. I'm just playing around. I'm still learning Zoom a bit, and I
yeah,
was
because a
like,
nice
yeah.
little entry and a new beginning and I'm sure, I feel the video is going to come out great because there's some very important information in this. I think it's about being gentle on yourself when you come with this new information, this new understanding.
Yeah.
It transcends time from before, like 5 to 12,000 years ago. Since then, with what, the way consciousness evolved, it actually started to really distort reality, and that distortion is what creates the control, you see. So now we're coming out of the distortion, and things are being less and less control, and things are moving from a structured sort of consciousness to more of an intuitive flowing consciousness. And so the heart is coming in, and the feminine is also coming in. So the
Yeah.
time of the masculine is now complete. But it's not to say it's complete in terms of it's ended. It's actually continuing with the feminine. And this
Yes.
is what is important to understand.
Yes.
Everything is complete, but it continuing.
So unsung, and for some reason, you've always heard about the battle of the sexes, over
Yeah,
history, and I don't think anyone likes that. I do believe that men and women need each other, the parts are meant to be together, and I just feel like that's going to shift as we're continuing to balance our own internal masculine and feminine. The earth, with all the earthquakes and everything, she's seeking balance too. She's seeking to balance heaven and earth, the masculine and feminine. Another way to look at that, left and right hemispheres of brain. So many intellect, logic and intuition, like you said. So yeah, and we need all of them. We need to know. Even I'm more into my feminine side, but I need to use logic sometimes and to make a
yeah.
decision, or even have a balanced. Okay, I'm making a decision. My intuition says this, and sometimes my logic will come in. But to do both and merge that the head and the heart into one, so they can function together. So I love
That's what
that.
the condor and the eagle
The
said. So
condor and
that
the
is
eagle.
that is the prophecy of the condor and the eagle, and that really literally represents the mind and heart coming together as one, where there's actually no separation. We literally gradually moving into this time. It's actually inevitable, the way I look at it.
It
So yeah,
is.
it's
Yeah,
actually exciting when you start to understand and you start to change yourself to align to that process and to that frequency of the change. Then you sort of get excited, but sometimes you come to roadblocks and you have to face certain things within, and that's the healing. That's the work internally that really needs to be worked on and not put to the side, because it'll always be there to be dealt with. We've got to work on
yeah,
ourselves internally and heal, and you know. It's also a conditioning. The world has conditioned our mind to think in a certain way. So it's like a reconditioning, and just
yes,
allowing the heart to take over. And obviously, the heart is so like unconditional and beautiful. But so the mind
yeah,
comes in to sort of also like realize, that when the mind gives us the awareness, but the heart is just the love. So
yeah,
ultimately, we bring the balance.
yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes, to be honest with you, I was shown this years ago. Sometimes you can't think your way through a problem, you have to feel your way through a problem. Once
Yes.
I grasped that, it was like, okay. So yeah, I used to try
Good
to do
point.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
Feel your way through a problem sometimes. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, so exciting. I love
Okay.
talking about the deep stuff too. This was
Yes. Yeah.
awesome.
Okay. Nice to chat, Rebecca. And
Nice
we'll
to
do it again.
chat. We'll do it again. And yes, I will get this sent over to you as well. And everyone, this is Sean Caulfield from
In
Cape
Cape
Town,
Town,
South
South Africa.
Africa.
Now it's 12:30 at night. It's half an hour to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh gosh,
And,
bless your soul. You did
and
well with this for
yeah,
it being so late.
I'm 6 hours ahead of you in
Yeah.
Florida.
So
Okay.
yeah. So all
Great.
right.
I'm grateful for this opportunity. Thanks so much, and
I'm
thank you
grateful as
for
well. Yes,
all
thank
the
you.
angels and
And thank you for
all
allowing, I think
this
about it. We were trying to do this on Facebook. Maybe
for about half an hour.
yeah, for half an hour to add Facebook Live, add split screen, which I used to be able to do. Maybe this was supposed to be on Zoom because it's supposed to go
Yeah.
on YouTube and everywhere else. So yeah, so
Thank
awesome. Thank
thank
you so
you.
much. Appreciate you.
All the best.
Appreciate you
Thank you.
always in your
Thank
amazing,
you.
amazing wisdom.
And also to the spirit of the land from South Africa, to the spirit of the land where you are, and to the spirit of the whole of earth and the land, because the land has actually, I was thinking about it, the land
Mm-hmm.
has memory. And so it is also alive, it is also awake. So, what does the earth and the land actually want? So, we need to maybe talk to the spirit of the land and ask that question.
Yes, yes. Oh, fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. From the
And
heart of America to the heart of South Africa.
yes, we send love.
All
Okay.
right. Okay. Thank
Uh,
you.